I don't have time, like, to literally did an hour-and-a-half podcast talking about fucking stand-up. Nobody
cares.
Nobody
wants to hear anything.
Well, maybe people care, but I don't care.
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
I don't think they care.
Can we talk? I'm over it.
I don't think anybody that works a regular job tunes in to hear us pontificate about stand-up
No.
for 2 hours.
The state of stand-up comedy.
You know, the joke writing process.
From guys who make $40,000 a year.
I've always thought it's like if welders talked about, like, in-depth about welding.
Yeah, would you be
like,
that interested?
I'd just be like,
I
can't.
If there were a bunch of famous welders, you probably would.
Maybe.
Mike Rowe, famous welder.
Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe's a famous welder.
Did he weld?
I'm sure he does.
He's
it
like
all.
a Hollywood welder.
Yeah,
I bet
dude.
real welders.
I bet his hands ain't
he's a
even
pussy.
dirty. I bet
Yeah,
his hands
yeah.
as soft as
Clean, soft
as
hands.
papers.
Have we started?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
started.
Fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Rough Week Podcast. Special guest today, our buddy just moved here. You might know him from Instagram or podcasts or just, being around.
Just doing stand-up.
Doing stand-up, baseball. JJ Lieberman.
What's up? What's going on?
Thanks for coming on the show, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I heard that about you. I haven't talked to you about it, but you played minor league baseball?
Very big stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long rabbit hole. I went to college. I played college baseball. I want to pursue my career. I guess it's like, everything in life, you're fucking delusional. So whether it's comedy now or, baseball or, someone's on the street selling their fucking albums in Times Square. They're crazy.
You need to buy a CD in 2024.
Which people do that.
Do you think those guys believe in the album? Like, do they really think it's going to be like a great, successful album?
There's two things. I think they either think, they're smart enough to know that white people have extremes amount of guilt. And will buy 3 or 4 of them over the course of a day, and it's like cash. It's like anyone making $160 a day, and then they take the train back. And I'm not going to say into cheaper real estate, but their cost of living.
They're going into the Bronx.
Right. It's fine. Subsidized housing. It's a real thing.
They're taking the 4 train 78 stops.
Yeah,
we're going way uptown.
They're going from Woodlawn to Times Square.
Yeah.
Feeding the 20 people that live in their apartment. But I have buddies that live, Dominican baseball guys that would live in Washington Heights, and they're like, man, it's like 20 of us in there. And I'm like, come on. They're like, no, cousins and cousins. I don't even think at some point they're even related.
Yeah, but they're just calling them cousins.
Exactly. But yeah, I think that's that. So there's the one side where they're like hustling. They used to do that in Toronto. They sold these Black History Month pamphlets.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And you'd get the pamphlet, and it would be like 10 pages long, and it was only books that were about Black history, so they weren't even selling you information.
It was just a list of books?
Yes, a list of like, it was a great hustle. But
it's just like the autobiography of Malcolm X.
That's exactly what was in
They're
it.
just selling it to people.
But they were dressed up like guys. They were in the Nation of Islam, right? And so they would sell you this, and they would pressure sell. They were great sales guys. So there's the hustle one, and then there's probably a few of them delusional. They're like, yo, this is the next big thing.
Yeah, they probably do that too, where they start delusional and end up just hustling.
Yeah,
I wonder.
Start off like, I'm gonna give everybody my album. She's gonna go crazy, and then 6 years later, they're selling the same shitty album that they spent all their money on. In
6 years later, he's like, man, this dumb liberal bitch look dumb enough to buy this shit.
Look at this goofy ass,
ass white bitch. She says she's from Vermont.
I got one of those. I remember visiting Times Square when I was like 18, and like they're like, "Oh, you ain't want to? Oh, because I'm a black man." Like they literally tried to like white man guilt me.
Of course.
And I was like, "No."
It's a great sales tactic.
I said, "No, thank you."
That's
I said, "Be gone."
It didn't work on you?
No, it didn't work on me.
That's one of the sales
You're
tactics.
like, yes, that's why.
It's exactly right.
That's what Wolf of Wall Street in his videos. He posts videos all the time. And
Jordan Belfort?
Jordan Belfort on YouTube. One of the videos is like, if they're not buying and you're black, say, what? Well, it's because I'm black.
That's a good idea. It's going to work.
Crazy he's just a YouTuber now.
Yeah, there's a few of them. Grant Cardone.
He's a lunatic.
Yeah, he's a crazy one. And then the Andy.
He's like roided out, and he's like, if your wife works a job, you're a fucking pathetic slut. Like, he's like,
dude, these guys are such.
Yeah.
They can't believe what they're saying.
Well, it's just
I do think they do.
Yeah.
What idiots.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's a bazillionaire. Like, these guys are, when you talk Cardone, Wolf of Wall Street, the other one, who's a shaved head, Andy, the Jack dude.
That's Psycho.
Andy, I know. Andy Elliott?
Andy
Elliott.
These guys, man, they drink the Kool-Aid, bro.
You
they
think
have
so?
to.
Yeah.
Yes, I've worked for guys like this. I worked for the guys,
my God.
and I don't want to say the guy's name.
You worked for a guy like this.
Yeah, I did.
In
work for
sales?
a guy
He
was
like
a- that guy
I
was a
salesman
lunatic.
for a while. Yeah, he was a psycho.
I met that guy. He was a legitimate psycho.
Yeah, he was a psycho.
And he fully bought all of
You're
what
right.
he was saying.
What were
You're
you
right.
selling?
Software software for like
that nobody
loans.
needed.
Calls.
Cold calls.
How many a day? 400?
No, 200.
Dude, yeah, I mean,
Baby
it's
numbers.
still crazy.
That's so many, though.
Yeah, I mean,
so many
It's so many
fucking
people to
phone
by the
bother
end I was
every
doing
day.
100. By the end I stopped giving a fuck and I was doing 100.
They
I
used
was
to
like,
listen-
You can't make me do 200. Go
Yeah,
fuck yourself.
I worked that all up until comedy, and I was doing first Google ads, then I did websites. This is after baseball. We'll get back into baseball, but I was doing that Google ads, websites. Oh my God, gym memberships. And what was the last one? Groupon sites for dudes. It was called Group Dudes. So you would. It was terrible.
What is group dudes?
You get
Like group
deals for
sex?
dudes. No, group deals for dude deals.
Like guys go to a
guy-
baseball game.
Yeah, but
Group dude sounds
Group
way gayer.
dudes.com.
It sounds like a porn site.
Yeah, I used to go on this one site called Dudes Nudes, but that was close.
Yeah, that's pretty similar. Dudes,
yeah,
nudes.
Dudes
Nudes.
and Manhunt. But group,
Manhunt?
yeah, manhunt.com.
I love Manhunt.
And we fucking. But the problem with the flaw of that one was guys don't buy deals online. It's women who buy Groupon.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
So we'd have these like cool ass deals, and guys like, I ain't showing up with a flyer that says, and you had to you printed a
dudes,
flyer,
yeah.
85% off. Look like a cheap fuck.
That's the fatal flaw of doing comedy or anything geared towards dudes. Is like you have to get so big before you're gonna have people come out to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Women
dudes
love spending money.
they love spending money. They also
Chicks be
love
shopping.
Women be shopping,
Women
and
do
women
be
also
shopping.
be planning. Women
They
be
be planning.
They like to plan stuff. They like to have plans for the night. They like events.
Can
they
you
like
imagine planning an event with a group of men? Has it ever happened?
No.
Barbecue, food.
Food.
That's the only successful
But even
one.
that's like, we go to restaurant 8. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
a 3-sentence plan.
Sure.
We'll do
Ladies
that
will be
like
like, "Well,
twice a
today- no, I have
year,
this,
and
I have
everybody
this."
gets very excited.
Yes.
Like if we come up with
yes.
the idea to do like Korean barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
we're
it's like a
talking
big
about
deal.
it for like 2 weeks.
And we love it every time,
But
we
nobody ever
never
does
think
it.
to
Nope.
do it, ever.
No.
That's why I love living in Vegas, because all my poker buddies, we'd be at a casino. We're out every night, and a mile away is great restaurants. You just want to go to Spring Mountain right now and go
Yeah.
get some. It's 1 a.m. and go get. I'm going there Thursday, and there's like at midnight at some of the restaurants you can go to get a Ruth's Chris steak.
Nice.
but for half price.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Why
not
didn't
at
you do
Ruth's
that
Chris.
long term? The poker.
Mean,
you kinda did.
miserable.
It was miserable.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just like you're just. I mean, I don't know. You're just around a bunch of degenerate losers who. Could you imagine?
So you
like,
got in a stand-up.
Yeah. No, but could you imagine that if you guys were buddies, you're like good friends, but
Yeah.
I'm also taking your money, your
I'd
livelihood.
kill you,
It's like,
yeah.
It was. It gets weird and it gets blurred lines. So. Also, too, it's just the variance is crazy. Like imagine having the set of your life. You're doing great, and then all of a sudden, someone just rips the fucking mic cord out of your hand,
Yeah.
and you lose sound. That's what happens. You can get aces in versus kings, and then all of a sudden, king on the river.
Yeah.
And that happens 1 out of 5 times. You'll lose that hand.
Yeah.
So
It's devastating.
devastating. So how many the game is based off so many coin flips, like
Yeah.
all in tournament play that I play tournaments. So it's devastating. You can get in a 60-40 favorite, and really it's a flip of a coin.
Yeah.
So it was just heartbreaking. The swings are crazy. I had so many big money opportunities, and they never came through. And I'm just like, I can't do this. I would lose my mind.
Did you ever do the online thing where you're like, you have a piss bucket?
No, because they give you a break. They give you a break every hour.
Really?
Yeah, synchronized breaks.
But didn't it used to be like
Yeah,
you had to piss in a jug?
I mean, I
There are
don't
guys
think
who
you.
are playing like 9 games and they have like that's like freak shit.
No,
though.
but you always have. There wasn't sync breaks until I think 2000 and 2011. So yes, there were tournaments would start at 9:55 and the tournament would start at 10:05 and you just play through.
Dude, I found out you knew that guy Adam 22 and I thought that you my first two guesses were comedy podcasting and then porn.
Poker.
And it was poker. You knew him from poker.
Yeah, Adam 22 is the fucking man.
He's your boy.
Yeah, we actually I haven't spoken to him actually probably since I did the podcast, which was the worst ranked podcast. His worst numbered podcast was me on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
just because you're not a fucking giant titted porn star.
Well,
you need tits.
And I think the fact that we started the conversation and went right to gay talk, and it's all like
rap fans.
They
don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that gay shit.
Yeah,
they hate gay shit more than anyone. Gooners and rap guys.
I think maybe on Plug Talk it would be good. But what happened was we sat down and he has
You'd have to fuck his wife though.
Oh, it would be great. I don't think he would care. But we sat down on a couch, me and Ryan, and we go there. We're just waiting. He's like, "Oh my god, there's so much cum on that couch."
You don't mind though.
I didn't mind, but he is he is the coolest fucking dude. He is what you think he would be. Like, I mean, if you like him,
I feel like everybody hates him though.
If you hate him for letting someone fuck his wife, that's a little silly.
Why do you think people?
Yeah, it's his wife.
I mean, he can do what he wants. There's a million cucks. I don't hate cucks.
Why do you think people hate him? I think he's badass
because of
he's the sleaziness.
Is he?
I don't know. I
don't watch him. I don't watch. I'm not into hip hop culture. But isn't he like? So he's not like a Charlemagne?
No.
Really?
No. I think Charlemagne's like a black guy with a perspective on hip hop and
there's also events. Like the undertone is like Charlemagne's earnestly trying to like bolster people's careers.
Okay,
which I don't think
or give an opinion. This guy, I just
always have
a
fun show with like Kodak Black's on, and Kodak wants to be there. You know what I mean? Like
that's
that vibe.
Adam 22.
Adam 22 is always like interviewing a girl, and he's like, so Alec Baldwin shit on your face.
Yeah,
tell us about that.
There was also
she's like, he'd be shitting on faces.
Who was that? It was.
That's great. That's great
You
stuff.
are the target audience.
Yeah, that's great content.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It is great content. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that.
That's white underbelly without the fucking emotional gay shit. Like,
you're right. You're right. It is white underbelly. It's
a hard white underbelly.
Yeah, without
it's stripped of the artifice of like being cultured.
Yeah, I try to watch white underbelly. Like, you know, this.
Yeah, I hate white underbelly.
It's too emotional. It's like a chef.
My girl loves it.
Dude,
really?
White underbelly
is
loves
it.
It's the most exploitative like crap without it letting you know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's like, look at this meth addict fucking loser, and it's like
also that guy from Soft White Underbelly. He's a secret creep. You got to give it to Adam 22.
Yeah,
he's overtly creepy. He's just a sleazebag.
Yeah.
The Soft White Underbelly guy will weirdly hit on if it's a top tier hot homeless heroin addict, he's hitting on her.
That's my problem.
He's like, so you're such a beautiful girl.
No, yeah, my problem is I hit on anyone mildly interested in me as a comedian or whatever thing I do on the internet. And I send so much, and then I'll be like, I'll get paranoid. Like last week, I had a paranoid thing and deleted all my DMs.
Really? You must be getting insane DMs.
Yes, crazy. The ones that don't bother, like the gay dudes, is fine, but it's just the people who are like 21, 22. I don't fuck with, like, obviously when people are, I won't even do a cameo for someone who's 16. It's a hard line. But what's weird is when someone's like, I'll ask them, I'm like, hey, you're over 21, and they'll say yes. And I'm like, but then how do I know? And then I'm in my fucking mind, I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get someone's going to bust down my door and like, you're talking to a 17, you know what happened?
Yeah. Fucking, you're going to be on a pedophile hunter show.
But yeah. I guess I call Dylan because Dylan's a lawyer all the time. I'm like, yo, I fucking was chatting with this person. I'm so uncomfortable with it now. He's like, you're allowed. And he's like, you're allowed to talk to people who are not 21. I'm like, but I don't want to. Like, I don't feel comfortable with it. It's so weird. So yeah.
What are the chicks like who are DMing you? That's a good question.
You know, that is a weird thing. Like, one chick once messaged me when I was something about celebrating people who are on the pill or IUD. You know, there's a way to get a lot of views on stories, so I kind of figured that one out. So I do those stories and one was about IUDs, and this like hot 21-year-old, she messaged me. She's like, I have this one that they put in your arm. Yeah. And why would you DM me that? Are you just telling me that, or you just want to get a cream pie? Whore, right?
Yeah, of course.
But then I go to her page, and she's like, love, and she has her boyfriend's name. I'm like, well, I actually don't homewreck. I love the idea.
You're not a homewrecker?
No, I once fucked someone, and this is years ago, and they were on the phone with their boyfriend while I was inside
like a porn.
him. Yeah, it's so hot. And on the flip side, I like that done to me. So,
like, if you were dating a woman, she could call you while she was getting fucked.
Oh my god, that's fantastic! Now we're
no
cooking.
wonder you like Adam 22.
Yeah, you're a big. You love this work.
Yeah. I would be so thrilled. But now I don't want to like ruin someone's relationship because your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then some people will like use it as an excuse. Well, it's good that for the guy that it happened. And you're like, well, I don't. I think that's scummy.
That's horrible.
That's like backwards logic.
Yeah, backwards logic.
Yeah, that's like drug dealers being like, someone's going to sell it.
Yeah, someone's going to sell it. Well, that is a funny thing I just saw on Crystal and Sagar. I do watch them for like to have my opinions, and then I'll say it in my uneducated way, and people are like, oh, this is an original thought, because I say their smart opinions as a dumb guy.
Genius.
And
just
like,
like Crystal and Sagar for opinions, and then make them sound like a retard saying them.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's pretty sharp. Dave Smith, do I use him?
Genius.
That's a good move.
Yeah, it's smart people.
Just rip their opinions.
Yeah, rip their opinions.
They're not intellectual property.
And throw on retard at the end. And they're like, oh, interesting.
This guy just tells it like it is.
This guy
at a bar, smart guy at a bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that. I don't even know what we're saying, why we're saying it, because this is how stupid I am.
You're saying you're copying a specific one about IEDs, was it?
Yeah, okay, so yeah, but I just don't want to be a homewrecker in that regard. But I do like it. Again, I'm into watching the person I was with last year for a couple months. I watched her get fucked by a 25-year-old hot dude, and it was in the flesh, and I'm just sitting there orchestrating how, like, I game planned it before with her, so I told him, so I was on stage, I was doing the comedy shop, and literally it was so funny. I even wrote a bit about it. Like, I'm literally hard on stage. I've got my dick between my waistband and my belly button, and I'm literally doing a bit about, so I'm balding. And then I go there, I'm taking it's funny you said the 4 train. I'm taking the 4 train downtown to her place in the financial district, and I have so much adrenaline. I'm sweating and was so nervous. And she's giving me like live updates. She's like, we just walked back to our place. And I'm like, literally, I was stoned too. So I had to get water because now I have all cotton mouth. Yeah, cotton mouth. And I walk into her place and they're both naked. And I'm like, it's on.
Wait, where'd you meet the guy?
A FetLife.
Okay.
Because there's a fetish site called FetLife.
You got him off there.
Yeah, I met him off there, and she was cool with me sending out her pictures. Like, I'm all about consensual stuff. I even asked her, I'm like, can I send out your pictures to set it up? She's absolutely. Yeah. So I told her to tell him when they start, because I'm sitting, like, literally, she has a chair, a cuck chair, and I'm sitting there, and I told her to whisper in his ear to tell me to get the fuck out, and he did. And so, but he doesn't know. He just thinks this is going. And he's like, get the fuck out. I'm like, seriously? He's like, get the fuck out. So I go up. She has this kind of, it's one of those apartments where you put the bed up on top over the stairs and you can look down. Yeah. So he doesn't know where I am. And I'm just like looking down, watching the whole thing.
It's like you were perched in a tree.
Yeah.
Like a hawk. Like a fucking perverted bird.
Yeah, perverted bird. Couldn't get better. Couldn't get better. This is like exactly what, but the only thing was so funny was I was so stoned and my heart was racing like the cops have just pulled you over while you're also stoned. Yeah. And you're I couldn't get hard. There's too much adrenaline. Yeah. And then anyways, he nutted, he finished.
You were hard on stage at the comedy shop,
but
when
you got home.
Perverted bird perch.
But then when he left and I fucked her, I was so hard. It was great. It was It was, but I don't know how long the experience. It seemed like time stood still. I can't remember anything. I just, like, I remember what happened, but in the moment, it was like, it seemed like it was it was all in the black, and I just saw their silhouettes. It was
How did you and this lovely lady part ways?
Well, I got her down a dark rabbit hole. She literally said to me, "You're ruining my life." Because she was so into this.
It's so funny.
It was so into this. Because I would send her pictures. Like, I even got her into, like, Reddit.
What were you doing that was ruining her life?
Well, I was sending her, I got her into Reddit Massive Cocks, where you have these guys amateur guys with big cocks, and she's like, "You're ruining my life." She literally said this to me.
She's like, "I'm way into Reddit Massive Cocks."
Way into all this stuff.
It's like you got her on drugs, but it's
you kind of hooked her on like porn, not
crack.
porn drugs, on like sex drugs.
Yeah. Sex drugs, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, well, she got so into it. I was like, this is like a once every few month thing, not an all the time thing. And then a few months later, we stopped talking and we hung out again. And she was like telling me it was fun. We hooked up one more time. She's like, "Yeah, I was just dating some guy. I just wanted a regular, just in the office." And like, it was so boring. I'm like, they're boring. They're fucking boring. Come to the wild side.
Come on, you gotta get back to Reddit Massive Cocks.
Yeah, Reddit Massive Cocks, the dark
cup chairs.
Yeah, that was that. Which I don't think most people are. I do think people are into fucked up shit, but I don't think people are into openly that fucked up, and that's why I think people get divorced, because there is like sex dries up, and once sex dries up, if you really don't have fun. Like, if you're not traveling, if you're not doing stuff, if you're not going out for like, you can be in a relationship if you're doing fun things.
Yeah.
But if you're just showing up every day after work and you're like, "Oh, there's this fucking slob," right? Just dating some slob. We don't fuck anymore. We don't do anything. It gets boring. That's why I'm convinced.
You're bringing the opposite.
Well,
the relationship.
I still like calm and chill. But I still enjoy, when I watch you do stuff, you travel a lot too.
Yeah.
I think that stimulates. Like, you don't have to be the most overtly sexual person if you're still doing fun stuff and you're seeing the world, or not just the world, but just anything. Like, you're going to a cottage on the weekend.
Yeah, there's something like sexy about the experience.
Yeah, it's
even
fun.
if it's not in the moment.
Yeah.
It does. It is romantic.
Stimulating.
It's romantic.
It's also like
stimulating,
hotel sex is the best thing there is.
Yes.
Hotel
beds are great. Hotel sex is great. You have no responsibilities. You have no plan.
You can disrespect the room.
You disrespect the room. You don't have to clean it up.
Well,
you leave it for some Guatemalan lady.
Yeah. But I think maybe you have that
all over the place.
You don't have the,
I have a whole thing about that. Why don't autoerotic asphyxiate? Because some poor immigrant who's making $12 an hour would find me if I was hanging. If I was
dead. Not again.
Oh, Mister.
I seen him before on Reddit Massive Cocks.
No, Mr. Yeye. Oh, Mr. Yeye, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Mr. Yeye.
But I am renting I'm renting furniture because I got a short-term lease. It's just a few months. And I was thinking about that. What's more disgusting? Because the thought of rented furniture. No, not even ruining it. Just sitting in something. Like, dude, I literally today, I'm not even making this shit up. Like, sometimes people say today, but I'm doing, so I do meditation and Qigong, like it's Tai Chi in the morning, every morning. And I see on my carpet, like a big nail. And I've had nobody in my house. So I'm like, the nail came with the carpet.
Yeah.
So,
it's built in.
Yeah.
Built in, so I had to pick it up. It was disgusting. But it's like a perfect nail too. But yeah, what's more disgusting? We go to hotels all the time. Is that gross? Like, you don't think of it, but it is disgusting.
It's probably wild in there.
Dude, you're sleeping on these sheets have to have been bleached for us to sleep on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. That's why you get the black light at the motel. It's a fucking
gross
splatter painting.
And also, they don't wash the duvet.
At hotels?
No.
Why did you tell me this?
They don't. That's like,
I'm going out of town soon. You're fucking with me.
You literally don't use a duvet in hotels. You move.
They don't have a duvet cover?
The cover.
Yeah.
It's not unwashed.
You don't think they wash it?
They wash the cover.
Not every day. That's a lot of work. Have you ever taken
it's a lot of laundering.
Have you ever taken a duvet to a dry cleaner?
Yeah,
the most expensive thing ever.
You're right. You're right.
The duvet?
Is the duvet. Dude.
I mean, what's in that carpet, too? They're all carpeted. What's in that fucking carpet?
the first thing I do is wipe down the remote. Those are not wiped down.
That's so funny. You're wiping down.
Yeah.
JJ is weirdly a hypochondriac and clean. JJ doesn't like being
clean.
Touched.
Hate being touched.
I save my
You don't like being touched?
I hate when people. I only touch people I fuck. Serious. If we're not
gonna fuck, we're not touching.
You better don't hug me.
I hug JJ. I hug you sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
you let me get a hug.
Yeah,
every now and
it's
then.
more so like kind of like a respect thing, you know.
It's an Italian thing.
There's a few people I'll hug. And
I don't hug him often either. I save my hugs.
Well, you know,
I saw him when he moved here, and I said, I know you hate it, but I'm giving you a hug.
Yeah,
and he
fist
goes,
bump. There's one of my black buddies in New York.
Yeah.
He'll grab my hand as I fist bump it, and he'll like claw my fist open and just hold it. And I'm like, ugh.
No, you don't like being touched. I imagine your apartment's clean.
Apartment's very clean.
Clean,
I go through paper towel. I probably go through almost a big roll of paper towel every other day. Like, you know, like one of those. I wipe down, yeah. Not weirdly. It's still, there's stuff. I just don't like, I put all my clean laundry on. The only weird thing is, like, I put all my clean laundry on my bed and I don't fold it unless someone's coming over.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, you just grab it and go. Why? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's efficient.
Yeah, I hate folding laundry.
Yeah. I'm more about efficiency.
Yeah.
Efficiency. But yeah, anyways, the hotels are disgusting.
Yeah.
And the
They don't
carpet.
wash the
Yeah,
duvet.
on top of the carpet, taking your here's the other gross carpet. Airplanes. Taking your shoes off on an airplane, putting in the carpet is probably even grosser than hotels. I don't think they clean the carpet at all on an airplane.
Yeah, you ever see like a raw dog guy's foot?
Gross.
Or flip-flops. This is very Sebastian.
Flip-flops? Weird.
Like, flip-flops on a plane. I'm like, bro, gross.
That's
It
disgusting.
actually grosses
Like
me
you
out.
walked through JFK Airport with
Oh,
those things.
yeah.
God, what the
Very
hell?
Just
disgusting.
open to the elements.
Also, just the bathrooms. Flip-flops in New York City blow my mind.
Oh,
That's
my
a
God.
crazy move.
This is the
rat's
most
gonna fucking run across your
disgusting
toes.
thing.
Yeah.
You in New York, we all live there.
Yeah.
You'll see, like, my dog. So I have a dog who loves piss. My dog will. Moses loves piss
He likes
to the
drink
point
piss.
where sometimes I have big nuts and sometimes my dick will sit on my nuts and I'll piss out of the if I'm not focused, I can piss out of the toilet seat when I'm taking a shit. And one time I'm sitting there and I see Moses. They'll always come in my bathroom and he's like licking. I was pissing on the floor and he was having a field day with my urine. And I'm like screaming. I'm like, "Fuck, get away!"
He's like, "What is it? My birthday?"
Disgusting. I kiss your mouth. Like,
He's really your son.
yeah, it's my
He's
son.
made
It's
in your image.
Both of
He's
them
your boy.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's the thing about New York when you're walking the dogs is
They're stopping for piss.
and it's human piss. They're licking like Moses
Yeah.
is licking some fucking
Homeless
hobos.
guys.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
disgusting
Yeah.
homeless person's urine. So I have to like I yank him some. That's the other thing I always get worried about. Like my dogs are fucking animals, like untrained, and sometimes I will like yank them or when they see another dog, they'll go crazy, and I have to
Hold them.
Yeah, I have to hold them, and I always look to see if there's a camera. I'm like, this would be my cancellation. Where like
He's abusing animals.
Yeah, he's just choking
You're
out
just
a
putting
dog.
a chihuahua in a headlock.
I don't put Moses in a headlock. The Karen Terrier I put in a headlock.
Dude,
He'll go crazy. He'll fucking bite a Rottweiler.
you'll see a puddle in New York that's just weird colored, and I'm like, that could be anything. Like that
could be
A
anything.
guy could have just shit in
Could be
here.
an oil slick. It could
Oil
be-
shit.
I mean, the amount of people I saw
Just
shitting
flood.
in New
Yeah.
York. I was there for 18 months. I think I saw 12 people take shits.
Isn't that unbelievable? See, and
Unbelievable. It's like one a month.
that's what's great.
It's like India.
yeah.
Yeah. People shitting on India. It's like, dude, the amount of migrant workers I saw taking dumps in Bushwick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
New York's just as gross as India.
Yeah, yes, dude. There are the can collectors in New York are the scariest human beings.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like from the Sudanese,
Yeah.
the North Sentinel Island, the few that got out,
Yeah.
and they're wearing
Just uncontacted tribes.
uncontacted
picking
tribes
up cans in New York.
in the middle of July, wearing fucking thermal jackets
Yeah.
with masks on because they're worried about polio or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're worried about what they're going to give me.
Yes,
They bring in over some like
Yeah.
16th century disease.
no, in July, literally wearing not bomber jackets, the
Yeah, the
puffy.
big parkas.
But yeah, it's crazy.
That always freaks me out because I'm like, what does he have in here? It could be a sword.
Yeah.
probably
He could
is
have a
sword.
samurai sword in there.
And where here, which is the one good thing, they just like jam them in one little area under the bridge.
Yeah, that's where they all are.
But then you go like where you go in my neighborhood, they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where are you?
10 minutes
East Austin.
Yeah,
You're in a nice spot. I like where you
It's a
are.
good spot.
Oh my God,
All the comics live in Riverside, and that's a real.
That's dumpy.
you think so?
Riverside is dumpy.
I
It's a big dump.
had a place right on the water in my Airbnb. Mind you, I'm like, I got a credit card for this, and which I don't know how people. Okay, so I get how you can get by life with a credit card, but then I can also see how you can't, because then you use this credit card to do foolish purchases, which I do not.
No.
Like,
Is this the first time you ever had a credit card?
44 years old.
Jesus.
Crazy.
That's
like my
nuts.
foolish
Why didn't
purchase.
you
You've
get
been paying
one?
everything with cash?
Oh yeah, I couldn't get one.
Oh, you
I couldn't get one. I don't know. I don't know.
Even like a Capital One.
I don't know.
Yeah, you get like your baby credit card, and then you get like a good credit card.
Yeah, maybe I need to do this because I try every week, because this is my foolish part of my brain where I'm like, because there's a couple escorts here who I'd love to fuck, and I'm just not gonna. My credit's only $5,000 right now, so I don't want to spend 1/18 of my net worth, which is literally that credit card, on a titty fuck or feeling some guy's
You don't want to go into titty fucks
no,
debt?
I did do. The first escort I got was I spent $100. This was the
You were telling me that. Wait,
yeah,
it's
true.
$100 here?
Wait,
New
you tell
York.
the story,
So
and then I'll tell something after.
3 days before I leave, I'm staying at Eric Freddy's house, who's a comic who comes on the road with me, Ryan and Che.
Yeah.
And I don't have much in life. My whole life can fit in half of this room.
Yeah.
It's 2 bags, and one of the bags is all my dog stuff, and then the 2 dogs, and then their stuff. And other than that, I can like, I'll move into a place, I'll order a bunch of stuff, and then just throw it away, right? I'm not a hoarder of anything. The one thing I have is this $1,000 auto blow. It's a meat milking machine, which is incredible. It's the most advanced. It's the most advanced fleshlight you'll ever put on your penis. It's $1,000.
Did you purchase that?
No, I do ads for them.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, which
He's
is
on the house.
So
he's paying me to do something.
A meat milking machine?
Meat milking machine, the best meat milking machine in the world. It really is.
We got to get an auto blow sponsor.
Yeah.
on
Oh my
here.
God, he'll send you one if you talk about it.
Oh my God.
Is it one of those ones where it looks like a jackhammer? Like there's handles?
I'm sure you can. I don't know if you have post production, but it's called the vacuum slide. So you plug it into a wall.
Oh wow,
and
it plugs into a wall.
You have to like tweak it, like you have to get a guy who does NASCAR stuff.
Gotta have my dad look at it.
Yeah, you have to get your dad to make
Need
the
a
right
mechanic?
adjustments. Yeah,
The torque's all wrong on this.
And the
thing.
first time I didn't get it right. Then the second time I figured it out, and I had to put it away back in the suitcase under a bed.
Because you're like, I'll use this 4 times a day.
Oh my God. Yeah. I get why there's probably just fat kids that never leave their basement anymore with like toys that they could, I don't know what they're into.
Saved up for an auto blow.
Yeah, or auto blow. Or the guys, I'm not into ass play. Like I used to stick my ass between a glory hole to get it eaten, but not in it's an occasional thing. But there's some guys that stick that thing up their ass and it like vibrates and they love it. That's not my thing. I don't feel the ass. I don't mind it, like tongue on my taint, but I'm not an ass guy.
Yeah.
So I brought it to Eric Freddy's house with this is my 3rd suitcase in life.
Yeah,
Is a
for the
$1,000 auto blow. And then I met some kid, a guy, over 18. That was quick.
A young man.
A young man.
Young man.
Abs, 26. He was like 26 years old. Beautiful body. And I told him, I'm like, I would go on Grindr to anyone hot. I'm like, I'll pay you $100 to watch you do this. And he was like, oh, totally. So I go to his place. He's around the corner. He has an art studio. I show up with the auto blow. I show up with coconut oil because, you got to lube it up. Yeah. Coconut oil is better than lube, in my personal opinion. My expert opinion.
Organic. I think you've been around the block. I think you know.
Been around, expert opinion. Once again, is that an expert opinion? Can you repeat that? And Eric Freddy was showing his friend a couple days before when I was out of town in Chicago doing shows, but they took the outlet. They never put it back in the suitcase.
Oh my
so I basically show up
God.
to this fucking Twinks art studio with the auto blow.
With no plug.
And $100 that I had already given him and no plug. So I basically just watched him jack off for $100, which was fine, which is okay.
Well worth the money.
Are you watching him jacking off and you're jacking off yourself?
Yeah. He actually
wants
to
standing next to each other jacking off.
Yeah, and there was someone in the next, like, you know, when the art studios, they don't have tops.
Yeah.
You enter through one thing. It's an industrial New York building.
Right.
So I can hear the other guy ruffling papers. He must have been gay because as we start beating our fucking meat, he goes silent. So, I mean, this guy's probably...
Like, don't fucking move.
Yeah. So, but still, I would rather watch him.
So, straight guy would go, hey! Knock it off in there.
I would have. If I was straight, I would have been like, hey,
no,
dude.
I would just go, well, I guess I'll be going.
So
I'll just get out of there.
The hardest I've laughed in the last 2 months was you told this exact story. We were at Sunset the other night. You meet Tony Wellens, our friend Tony.
Shouts out Tony.
So it's the three of us, and then 4 comedians who I would describe as good-looking normies.
Never met in my life.
They're nice people, and they're nice people. They're attractive. They're very normal.
Yeah.
They're normal. So JJ, Tony, and I are just like dicking around, and Tony goes, JJ, how's your dating life? You're in Austin. How's it been going? And you start on the story. You go, I have this thing. It's called an auto blow, and my fucking idiot friend forgot to charge it, so I bring it to this twink's house, and so it was no charge. He couldn't even use the auto blow, so I just watched him jerk off. And then you started talking. You're like, you know, I've been fucking a lot of guys, so I don't go back to fucking chicks right after.
Oh yeah. I don't contaminate the waters.
Yes.
I don't cross contaminate.
This is what you're saying. He's
So
like,
you
you know,
fuck fellas.
and he was like, you know, it's different diseases. You don't want to give people different. You know, it's different. You don't contaminate the water.
Well, women don't know. That's why I don't fuck guys for the last few years, because I'm fucking. So I'm not fucking guys because I'm fucking chicks. You're potentially flirting with AIDS.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. And it's more of a respect to you guys.
Yeah.
If you're not in relationships,
right?
Because now you're gonna fuck some pig that was willing to fuck me, and she's walking around spreading AIDS to the straight community.
It's very kind of
hero.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You went on this whole rant. You told the auto blow story, and all of the normies are horrified in the room. They're just silent. You go, sorry, and then you looked at one of them. You go, I'm JJ, by the way.
Introduce yourself.
You introduced yourself.
You had to introduce yourself, but
Dude,
they
me
knew.
and Tony Wellens were laughing for like 20 minutes.
That rules.
I couldn't stop.
That's so, yeah.
Yeah, it is weird though. There is a younger. I don't know if it's a generational thing. It's not just in comedy. It seems like younger, like in the early 20s, but there is like a weirdness. You think with how open people are, whether it's like OnlyFans, porn, like, you know, everything is out there, Reddit and everything out there. It is still weird when I meet people who are like, they are very conservative minded when it comes to sexuality. Yes, considering maybe it's a pushback from all like the extreme leftists who are overtly like I'm overtly discussing, but I've never thrown it in someone's face in terms of like doing marches. Maybe online it's bad, but
well, I also don't think you're not someone who's like, you're not like protesting a specific
I'm
thing.
not trying to make a point.
No,
you're not trying
to get laughs.
You're literally just saying something that happened to you.
You're trying to get laughs, and you're literally trying to like watch a guy jerk off.
Yeah, right.
It's what you earnestly enjoy doing. There's no like, there's not a weird second layer of something on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
there's
not
no
a
political.
stance
There's
you're
nothing
taking.
political about it.
Yeah.
Why do you think there is a pushback from like younger kids? Like even
Younger kids are getting more sexually conservative again.
Well,
I think
really?
they've just ingested, like whether they want to or not, even unintentionally, so much porn and filth online that they're rejecting it. I think they're mad at how much porn they've been exposed to.
I think
I haven't rejected it yet. It's 40 years.
Well, you're in like a Goldilocks zone of porn.
Yeah.
You're in like a perfect age to just love porn and not worry about it.
Yeah, it's not going to ruin anything formative.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
in a
maybe
flight.
you're
Because
right.
you weren't like you weren't 9 watching like gangbangs on your phone.
Crazy.
Now that's like a reality.
Dude,
Yes.
I had this guy, I think his name was Sohail. I forget what he was. He was like a big troublemaker. Great dude. I forget his name. We hung out in grade school, like which was 6 or 7. And it was that classic, you know, hacky story.
Find it in the woods.
Find it in the woods. But what he would do if you gave him 10 cents, like he would bring it to the gym class and we'd be changing in the thing. He like, if you give him 5 cents, he'd show you to, but if you give him 5 more cents and you give him a dime, he would put music and he would go bow, 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 bow. But that's how it was. And this was like, oh my God, mind blowing.
Yeah.
And now you're right. You just,
They're just like, I know I have friends younger than me. I feel like we're like, in the same, like you're like an older millennial, I think, and we're like the youngest millennials.
How old are you guys?
I'm about to turn
We're
30.
both about 30.
Crazy.
So like, yeah, we got it too, where it's like I got porn in like late middle school, high school, like on my phone all the time when I would normally watch it anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the fact you had a phone, dude,
phone.
Man, when I was in high school, dudes had fucking beepers, right?
Yeah.
And when someone had a beeper, they're like, "Yo, that's a fucking badass."
Yeah.
So a
That's sick as
beeper.
hell.
Yeah, to get a pager, that was real estate agents and kids who were delinquents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
Drug
pagers.
dealers.
Drug
and real
dealers
estate.
Yeah.
and real estate agents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
is the
that's that
beeper
Biggie
community.
Smalls line where he's singing about a beeper, a rapper, or a pager.
Yeah.
And probably someone hears this right now and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, what even is that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
For
it's
sure.
great. I didn't even have a flip phone. Was in college when I got the first flip phone. Was mind blowing.
Yeah,
that
I
was
remember
nice.
when I was in middle school, it was like we had flip phones if you had one. Some
Yeah.
people didn't. And if you wanted to watch porn, you were probably just going to Google tits
On
and
the
look
family
at the
computer.
pictures. And you had to use the family computer.
Mm-hmm.
So you
You
had
had
to
to sneak in the middle of the
sneak
night.
in the middle of the night or wait till your
Wait
parents
till your
went on
parents
like
went
a
on
date.
vacation, or
yeah.
It was a special occasion.
And then it was hard
Special
to
occasion.
wipe the hard drive. Like it was hard to delete history. It's easy now.
Yeah.
It was difficult. You had to.
There was
a
a
lot
process.
of moves.
Cookies,
Yeah.
cookies, delete
All
cache.
the cookies, cache.
Yeah, cache.
Yeah, you had to clear everything.
yeah.
And that was, and then I remember when I was in high school, like midway through, that's when the iPhone really got popularized.
Right.
And then everybody could watch porn on their phones
all the time,
whenever.
like ninth
See,
grade.
I have a plan. If the FBI like knocked down my thing, I'm just dumping everything in water, computer and phone.
Do you have a bucket of water right now near your computer at all times?
No, but I do worry. Like when I first started popping up, people were like tagging like the FBI, Homeland Security.
Go check this guy's hard drive.
Yeah, I
check
was
this
like,
guy's hard drive.
I'm like, they're gonna. I'm not really not, but they're gonna like send people after me. I'm like, well, because I did a video about jerking off in airplanes.
You're gonna get banned from Delta.
My favorite is when there's a couple making out and you just
Yeah.
walk like 4 feet in front of them. You're so close.
so
I did
funny.
a show promo and for Vegas, and they're like, literally, someone goes to me on 6th Street. They're like, people are making out, and they were hot. And I just kept and I was like yelling. I was trying to get them to stop and look, but they were so into it.
Yeah.
Which was really so hot. Yeah.
Do you think they know? Do you think they? I don't even think they're not even thinking about that. If
I
you're
don't think
making out in
people
the middle
care.
of the street,
People
they
are
just don't give a
drunk.
fuck.
Well, what do
Yeah.
you when you
They're not
guys
going,
are
guys like JJ are gonna be fucking pumped.
Well, I'm not a drinker, but when you get fucking wrecked, you're clueless to the surroundings,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Shut off.
You don't
Do you
even
ever
know
drink, or do you just?
We drank once wine at
yeah,
Taqueria.
right.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
did. I
glass
thought
of
you were
wine.
sober, but you had a couple glasses.
But that's probably my 5th glass I've had in the last year and a half. That's probably one of 5 glasses.
Yeah. You had
Oh,
a
no.
nice glass of wine. We
Yeah.
were having a fun time.
I feel there's a need to. I don't know how it feels like here. You kind of have to like be into something.
Like drink, like in the comedy scene.
Yeah,
There's a lot of like, it's a heavier drinking scene than in New York.
smoking. I've never seen so
Yeah,
many
a lot of people
smoke
smoke cigarettes here too.
Yeah.
Why?
They changed. Dude, if I go to Mitzi's and I'm there for like 3 hours, I'm like, these clothes are fucked.
Yeah,
for a
fuck.
week.
Why? What is the smoking thing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There are a lot of smokers here.
I get the Zyn thing because I'll pop a Zyn.
Yeah, I vape. Or do a
Vape I
Zyn.
don't get.
I love
vape
a
vape to me seems crazy.
Why?
Well, because one, it does your blood. It spikes your blood sugar every time you.
Really?
Oh my God! Yeah, that was what Duncan Trussell was talking about. He had diabetes and he got off all sugar, and then he would still be vaping, and he was like, "Oh man, my blood sugar was still because there's fucking sugar in there."
Huh. I didn't know
Is
that.
there sugar?
Yes,
I guess so.
How do you think it tastes delicious?
I think.
makes
Well, I figured it was like
Sugar
sugar.
dust?
I thought it was like alcohol sugars. You know, like fake sugar.
No,
like
but I still-
sugar-free gum.
So-
There's no calories in this, though.
Oh, dude, there's for sure sugar, bro.
There's no
My
calories in
theory on
vapes.
this too is
You think you're getting? Imagine you got vape fat.
I'm not
That would
getting
be
vape fat. There's no
shameful.
fucking
That
way I'm
would be
getting vape fat,
shameful.
dude.
I think
You
it's a
got
real
vape
thing.
fat.
I think you don't work out though.
No, I work out sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that hurts,
the
but
vape.
yeah.
vape- no,
But I don't. You know, I'm not. I'm trying to lose weight.
It's this too, man.
Diet Cokes.
I'm telling you, I
slam Diet
once
Cokes.
a week. I have it. Maybe that's bad for. There's nobody who I know that's really fit
Who's slamming Diet Cokes?
that's slamming Diet Cokes. when I'm out of control with my weight, I'm fucking crushing sodas.
You never get fat though.
I did during poker. I got up to 250.
Wow.
Really?
272.
What do you
Holy shit.
This is a funny story. Do you remember Nutrisystem?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember when the football players were getting on it?
Yes. Yeah.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, it's guy food.
Yeah, it'd be like Steve McNair and Steve Young.
John Madden.
Yeah.
Like, oh, boom, I
Yeah.
got the Nutrisystem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Dan Marino.
At
Yeah,
Dan
Dan
Marino.
Marino's blind drunk doing a commercial.
Literally, it was
Puffy
all
red
those.
face, like,
Yeah.
I can eat as many cheeseburgers as I want. Yeah.
And
Dude, my buddy did a show. He opened for this guy, this older comic, and Dan Marino came to see them. I think Connor McNutt opened for this guy, and he was an older comic, and Dan Marino came to see them at a club outside of L.A., and he was blasted. And
Great
he was
life.
going, Connor, I fucking love you. Really? You're coming to my house tomorrow. We're doing breakfast, mimosas. It's gonna be a fucking riot, dude. We're becoming friends. We're gonna be friends. It's
That
like
rules.
a 6-year-old Dan Marino, and he said they woke up the next day, and the headliner called him and goes, Dan's hurting. We're not going to Dan's house.
Really? Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, those trash.
Those guys have
rocks.
so I have a couple buddies who are ex-Major League Baseball players. One of them was with the Yankees, big fan of the comedy, and we went out when I was in Scottsdale. We went to batting cage. I have a video with him. I went to batting cage. Well, not with him. He's not publicly acknowledging my existence. But we would go to batting cage and we went out for coffee. This dude has so much money, so chill, so cool. Life is great.
Yeah.
Just hangs out with his family. Like if you're close with your family and you have a lot of money, golfs and just like coaches his daughter's softball team is like life is amazing. Like you
That
could
sounds
just see
sick.
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Well, he made by the time he was 40 years old, he probably had $50 million in contracts.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a good
Soto's
player.
making $765.
Yeah, for the Mets
Juan
now?
Soto,
Was it 14 year?
15 years, $765.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
Well,
I love Soto, but Jesus.
It's a little much.
I mean, I love watching Soto play. I know he's like...
So $51 million a year every year for
do you ever
15
think
years.
that pops or no?
What do you mean?
That bubble.
The bubble pops of people getting paid way too much, like with the NFL.
It feels like too much. That happened with rookie contracts with quarterbacks.
Well, the game is getting worse.
What do you mean?
Don't they get paid much less than they used to?
Maybe.
Like the rookie signing bonuses are less.
It's all about the second contract. So yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
But now they're getting overpaid.
But
the
that's
second. So if you have a quarterback who's just okay, but you're too scared of getting a new guy because maybe let's say you have the 14th best QB, you have Tua or Trevor Lawrence, and you have the 16th best QB. You're scared of the alternative, which is like you have fucking Gardner Minshew or
the worst
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, you got Vinny, whatever the fuck.
So here's where this is different. This is why I asked that about the contracts. Baseball.
Yeah.
Was my we never finished the story.
Yeah, it's so funny. Let's get back to baseball.
Baseball. There's a quote. Baseball is like the paperclip, like the Rip Van Winkle theory. A guy will wake up 1,000 years ago, from a few hundred years ago, and wake up in a few hundred years, and his paperclip is still the same.
Yeah.
In fact, it's not anymore. The game has changed, right? And same with football. You watch kickoffs. The game has changed.
Yeah.
The only reason the games are changing is because of money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not because of it's better for the game.
No.
It's not, even something like why do the umpires have to get the calls right? And same with football. It's like you want the game to be right, but there is something like if you're really a purist of these sports, you kind of like that's part of the game. A fucking call is going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
The tuck rule is going to happen.
Yeah.
It changes the course of history, but that's also kind of cool.
Yeah.
No? I mean, no, isn't that?
Yeah,
Or no?
I mean, well, like in the NFL, they're like desperately trying to make players not get injured.
Protect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
CTE thing is crazy, but it's
not really
just
working.
because of public interest. It's all like bottom line, like for the corporation of it, the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably also not to get sued.
To not
Yeah.
get sued.
Well,
yeah.
Clinton Portis sued them for a lot.
Clinton Portis, the running back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
He got
CTE.
CTE.
Really?
I don't think you can know you have CTE until after you're dead, but he had like serious neurological problems.
Really?
And he sued them and got a big bag.
Really?
Yeah.
So
As he should.
and then how far can you sue? Can you start suing Budweiser? Can you start suing Bud Light? Like seriously?
Like that sponsored the
yeah,
NFL?
sure, why not?
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
I don't know.
I always think about that if I just get clipped by a truck.
Yo, yeah.
Fucking Bud Light truck.
That'd be nice. I think a state one
We have
would
a
almost be
friend.
better.
We have a friend who
Yes.
got hit by a truck.
Got hit by a Walmart truck, Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, some,
Oh, about Walmart too.
hey, you gotta see my contract.
Dude, I love those videos of Tracy.
Hey, I'm suing the NFL.
I got CTE from a Budweiser.
I got CTE from a Budweiser truck. I'm suing the NFL.
By the way, he was one of the funniest human beings ever in the world.
I think he still is.
It's still now. I haven't seen his.
I mean,
stuff.
I guess he's just still alive.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying there was if you ever see Death at, what was that movie?
Death
with-
at a Funeral.
Death at a
So
Funeral.
funny.
I haven't
That
seen Death at a
shit
Funeral.
scene.
It's so funny.
There is a
gotta see
shit
it.
scene that I think is the most. It's so
It's
like
hysterical.
lowbrow, but it's the
Funniest thing ever.
Yeah, he's
Funniest
so
scene.
funny. He's in that movie with like Martin Lawrence and Chris
Peter
Rock
Dinklage.
and Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
And Tracy Morgan just like steals the show.
Yeah, steals the show.
And the old man, what's his name? The famous guy, Danny Glover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Glover was the one who shit on his hand.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain
He's
people.
going, Uncle Russell.
Yeah.
Come on, Uncle Russell. You shit on my head, Uncle Russell.
Yeah, there's just some people who are just like, again, like what you said about Cam, he's just pop out star.
Yeah.
Pops out of the screen, yeah.
Pops out of the screen, electrifying.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a wave.
Dude, Autumn told me a story about seeing Tracy Morgan at Cobb's in San
Oh,
Francisco.
really?
I love the story so much that half of the crowd were black people that have known Tracy Morgan for years, and the other half were new 30 Rock fans. This was like 15 years ago.
Oh, so I didn't know he was on 30 Rock.
And she said white people were fleeing the club.
Really?
Midway through the set. Like
Why?
they were rushing out.
Because he was dirty.
He was just filthy and insane. I mean, he used to be like, my kid's gay. I'll cut his hands off. That used to be his act.
So funny.
I'll drown him in the toilet.
My favorite comic, I hate to talk comic, but to me the most mesmerizing act I've ever seen, like, and I wish I saw it live. I never saw it live. Was Bernie Mac. I've never seen anyone put on a performance like that.
So good.
I think it was the funniest thing ever. Like when he does Milk and Cookies,
Milk
and he
and
does that
Cookies.
bit. I've seen that bit 1,000 times. It's
So
to me
good.
the funniest. Oh, and then Eddie Murphy talking about
Ice cream?
No, talking to Richard Pryor about
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
That's the most incredible. Like, there's just, but yeah, it's crazy because we're all in this thing, and it's like, then you're like, how are these people so electrifying?
Yeah,
Dude,
it's crazy.
I was watching Family Feud at my
Steve
girlfriend's
Harvey's
grandma's
unreal.
house the other day.
Oh,
Just
really?
sitting on the couch watching Family Feud for like 3 hours. I was blown away. I'm like,
What,
he's
Steve Harvey?
great.
Oh, yeah,
I
Steve
hate-
Harvey's just great at it. Like, he's
incredible.
so fun to watch.
I hate.
Yeah.
I hate. Weirdly, I don't care if you're religious. Like,
No, Steve Harvey's weirdly religious.
Weirdly,
Is he?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
He's like on Stephen King, like
Weirdly
not Stephen
religious.
King,
Larry King.
Larry King, yelling about
Speaking
how
of fucking weirdos, Stephen King's a fucking
he's a freak. He's a
lunatic.
freak.
TDS,
Oh, really?
Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him,
Is he
Rob
online? Is he
Reiner.
super annoying online?
Yeah, he's got
it's
TDS big time.
so-
Really?
He's got it as bad
The
as
cokehead who wrote about cars who come alive.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's like guys.
It's like, who
past-
cares?
There's weird like past their prime
Yeah, it's a good
figures from the
example.
80s
Howard
who have TDS,
Stern.
like George Takei.
Takai.
George Takei.
Hey, shut up.
I don't like him.
No, okay. By the way,
I don't care.
this was the Crystal Sagar thing I forgot, and
Yeah.
because I went on a rant. So the Sagar thing that was so funny was that where Jay-Z just got that we have codes and stuff like that, and Sagar goes, yeah, you have codes selling drugs. It was so funny because, you know, the thing about smart people, they'll never be the funniest guys,
Yeah.
but they are funny. When you're really smart, like if you ever listen to guys like Christopher Hitchens and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah.
they're not the
Yeah.
funniest guys, but they'll have one line every fucking point,
90
and it's
second,
like,
yeah.
yo, that's so funny. Alan Watts too. You listen to him just fucking another guy who was hawking cigarettes and fucking drinking whiskey,
booze, yeah.
and he'll do. He'll have one line in his like 20-minute, and people are like, you hear them just laughing.
It was a
This
big
fucking
pop.
yeah, big pop.
Yeah, Hitchens' atheism was funny. where he'd just be like, "I'll be in the ground.
Hitchens.
I'll be in the ground like every."
It's kind of like a Carlin routine.
Yes, they'll put me in the ground.
Yeah, I'll be smothered in earth.
If you read if you watch his interview, Why Women Aren't Funny, have you seen his interview?
Yeah,
no.
I've read it.
But the fucking interview afterwards.
I never saw the video.
Oh my God, where he goes, he writes this article.
Emulating a man.
Yeah.
I
remember this.
Vanity Fair, I think it was 2007. He writes an article, Why Women Aren't Funny.
Yeah.
And then he gives like 3 reasons. He gives the actual things why women are funny, like the kind of like breaking the rule thing. There are cases that women are funny. And he says like some fucking, the lesbians. The
Joan Rivers.
Yeah, the Jewish woman. And there are a couple cases, masculine, right? There's a few things. And then some woman goes after him online, and she goes, "What about Sarah Silver, or whoever?" She said, "Sarah Silverman, Joe Rivers, Rosie O'Donnell." And he's like, "Yeah, you just proved what I said. The reasons why women are funny. So the next article I'm gonna write is something like why women can't read or something like that." He was just but he was just so
he's witty.
Yeah, he was so witty,
articulate and witty.
Also, like I read his book and I probably made it through 2 chapters because every other word I had to Google. It's insane.
What is it? God's Not Great.
Catch 22.
Catch 22 is not great.
Hitch 22. Sorry, Hitch 22.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't read that.
Yeah, Catch 22.
I know there's white guy, and that might be Dawkins. But yeah, both those guys kind of.
It's crazy though.
Dawkins is worse than Hitchens.
About
just being kind of annoying.
Oh, really?
I mean, they just kind of get under my skin in a weird way. They're like, "No, God's not real. Look at me, I'm a big smart boy." Like, shut up.
Well,
you don't know. Shut up.
The problem with the whole like theory of God's not real is like if I'm reading like this book on the Big Bang right now, and this is as crazy as God. Yeah. Like the fact that it was just black and gas, and then all of a sudden, within a few seconds, here's a galaxy. Like, that's crazy too.
Outward. Yeah,
that's as crazy as like someone saying Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
It's as lunatic.
It's just as like fantastic.
Well, yeah, the idea that it was created maybe, but it makes a lot more sense that it was a great dense ball of gas that exploded. Then there was 2 of every animal in the world. Like it makes no fucking sense.
None of it does.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. The whole we're in a simulation makes the most sense.
Maybe I don't know. Even that's one I feel like is not even worth thinking about. I'm like, what if we were? What does it matter? Does it matter? Does it mean anything?
Do you ever go to a dark place and you're just alone? There's nothing on. You just hear the sound of the refrigerator and motor going. And it's just you, and you just fucking zone it all out, and you just close your eyes, and you just see darkness and hear nothing. By the way, this is what death is like.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then just shake out of it. I do that.
Oblivion.
Yeah, I do that once.
I
every
get that
couple months.
a lot.
Scary, isn't it?
I space out all the time and go, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't doing anything. I was nowhere.
Could you imagine the idea of just getting buried 6 feet under to get eaten by maggots?
Someone just had to pull over their car.
Oh, dude. I go for runs in cemeteries. And I forget who said this quote, but there will come a time that, like we die. And then you have kids, they'll visit your graves, and you have grandkids, but then eventually they die, and nobody's visiting your graves anymore.
Yeah, I don't really care.
It's the 2 death things. It's the last time someone says your name.
I think it's wealth.
Yeah. Well, that's how you stay alive is wealth.
No, what were you saying? You don't care about it?
Not that part.
You don't think you're not worried about?
Well, I'll be dead. I won't care about anything.
You don't think? No, I'm saying no. I don't care about people I think the most brilliant thing I've saw this year was like when people were like shitting on Tyson for talking to that 13-year-old.
Yeah,
and he was like, "What legacy?"
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it was like so real. It was like frightening to people.
But why? Yeah, why do you care?
Kept it real.
Yeah. Kept it bait. He was based.
He was being so based for that 13-year-old.
Kanye had a great thing about that. About his legacy.
What did he say about his legacy?
The dinosaurs weren't remembered for more than their bones and were a blip in the whole scale of the universe. And,
but that is true. But that's what I mean. That's what
it matters what we do now, not how people are going to remember us.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing about like and not to be like boring, but the mindfulness meditation
of course.
And just being in the moment, because this whole like again this whole idea of like, okay, I'm here, you're there, you have this, I don't have that in terms of life. And it's like, what's it matter if I walk out on the fucking street and get hit by a car?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I went to a Buddhist seminar thing for a while, and there was one. What they would do is you just do regular meditation, then there's a lecture, and then there's a meditation with the lecture in mind. And the lecture that day was dying. It was all about how we're all going to die, you're going to die. There's kids there. We were going to die.
Crying.
Dead, death, dying. And then at the end, she's leading us in a group meditation. She's like, close your eyes, and now say in your mind, like, I'm already dead. It's like as soon as I was born, I was dead. Death and dying are, an illusion, and we're mostly dead. Like this kind of shit. And you're like, holy fuck.
That's the Alan Watts thing.
Yeah.
Which is, I listen to him on loop to be able to make it through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I don't know but that's why I always wonder, how I always look at people, how the fuck do you get through the day?
Yeah.
Don't you think most of them are stupid?
Maybe.
I think most people aren't thinking too hard about
You
it.
really?
I'm not thinking too hard about it all the time.
Oh, that would be great to be just dumb. Like, just living in
Just
a
a-
fucking trailer
A
park.
real
Yeah.
dumbass.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're not contemplating things.
Someone who's like overtly overweight and still eating,
Like
Yeah.
crazy shit.
crazy split pea soup shits.
Yeah, I think most people are just floating until the next Southwest egg roll or
Yeah.
margarita. Yeah.
If you're comfortable enough economically,
Yes.
You don't
provided that, then you're just
I work jobs where I think, to my point, like, oh my God, I only have so many years left.
oh,
and
Jesus.
I'm making phone calls to make someone else money.
Dude, I did the same thing for about a year. It was fucking,
And
that
you're
was
like-
every day of my life.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then I would like, you do that thing where you like shirk responsibility at work and try not to do it. Is what I would do, and then I'd feel like an even bigger piece of shit.
Because you're like, I'm still here.
Right.
And
Well,
I'm just not
still
even doing
here.
the thing.
It's like,
Because you're not using your time any better.
yes, you're not using your time any
That's
better.
the waste of time is the most.
Right. So you feel like disgusting for wasting. You're like wasting your time, but you're also like, I have this job, and then I can't even be good at it. Like you feel bad about yourself for having the shitty job, and then you don't do it, and then you go, now I'm bad at my shitty job.
Now I'm a guy who's bad at his bad job.
Yeah, and it makes you feel even worse.
Yeah.
You're like, at least I could be good at the bad
You're like,
job.
I'm not only unfulfilled, I'm also incompetent.
Yes.
Yes. I
I
feel
mean-
like that almost every day at night. I really do. The stand-up's like, no one cares. It sucks.
Yeah.
Fucking stinker.
Nah, dude, you're great.
You're great, dude.
No, I was just saying that. That's just
No, I feel that way. I had a bad set the other day. I was mortified. I was like a mix of like deeply embarrassed and
deeply embarrassed is very ashamed.
just so embarrassed, shame.
Yeah. I feel like when I have a bad set, I go, this is what you're doing with your time,
Yes,
it's
with
embarrassing,
your life.
so embarrassing.
So
You've
embarrassing.
done this for 10 years, and it's not even like
Yeah,
you've done this for 10 years and this is where you're at.
Yeah.
It's like you've spent most of your time for a decade doing this, and you just stunk.
and you stink.
What do you think of? What do
Even
you?
like you're just
Yeah.
still. You're not even. You just wasted another night.
What do
Yeah.
you think of
How many?
bad?
This is on the pile of wasted nights.
What do you think
Yeah.
a bad season for an athlete's like?
Oh my
Dude,
god!
because not only is it the whole year, it's in your, I would assume, in your psyche
yeah,
for the off season, going into spring training,
the next year,
the next year. What
It's like
the fuck's that?
It's like that compounding thing of. Like they call it yips or whatever, It's like
Oh, I've
you just
known
fuck
guys
up,
who
you
had
just
the
keep
yips.
Fucking up, you're like I can't help but fuck up,
Yeah.
and then-
I had the yips in college baseball.
yeah.
Where so sometimes like if a guy strikes out and the ball's in the dirt, you have to throw
Run
to
it
first.
yeah.
The thing is, you just want to pick it up and not think and throw it.
Yeah, of
But
course.
the second you think
There's a
about
little
it,
delay.
Steve Sachs had the yips, and then he would just like throw. Chuck Knobloch had the
Yeah.
yips, and they just fucking start airmailing it,
Yeah,
and everyone and everyone start booing.
A season's crazier than a set.
Boo, yeah.
A season's
Season's
like
brutal.
9 months of your life you just lit on fire.
You just
'cause
can't do
stunk.
it for some reason.
I've never had the yips in stand up. Thank
No, I haven't felt that way really. You can have it for like a set where you're like, I'm just completely
or a
off.
couple sets, but
not like a year or something.
No, but
Yeah, it's like
sports.
So I love that guy Granke.
What's that?
Zach Greinke, the pitcher.
Oh, Greinke. Yeah, Greinke.
He's so
the
sick.
Kansas City. Yeah,
Such a weirdo.
Quit to kick footballs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you just thought he was like, he's just a freak.
And he was dating a model.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So he quit baseball to be a kicker?
He thought he'd be a kicker.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
This is like almost like these like bad tropes in like baseball movies where you're like the guy just does this bizarre thing because he's the quirky pitcher who does the weird pitcher stuff, but like Greinke like lived that life.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Went to the minor leagues to play shortstop.
Yeah, you told me about this guy.
Yeah.
After he was playing?
Yeah, he was in the majors. He got an injury. He was rehabbing an injury and playing in the minors.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to pitch. I have to play shortstop. And they're like, what?
Can't hit.
He was a decent hitter for a pitcher.
Right, because he hit a couple. He did hit a couple home runs in interleague play.
Yeah, he was a pretty good hitter. But yeah, he was like convinced that he's like, what I need to do to be good at baseball again is to play shortstop.
Wow,
I can't play pitcher anymore.
Wow,
just convinced for
Like
a while.
a neurotic.
He's like an autistic. Yeah.
Well, sometimes when you're an athlete, you don't want to have a creative mind. You don't want to have a artist's mind.
Yeah,
you
some of them do though.
Barry, what was the guy for who did yoga, and people used to call him gay for yoga, and it was like now
Barry Sanders.
No, the pitcher for the lefty, Barry Zito.
Oh yeah.
And he would do yoga, and people would like make fun of him, and it's
Homo.
like, yeah, like you're homo, gay ass yoga. It's like now you realize like everyone does that for
Everyone
sports.
does,
like,
you have to be flexible and strong.
Stretching's good. But it is same thing for us on the flip side as the artist. You really don't want like you want to have as much as the artist brain and less of the fucking like
Business boy.
Yeah, it's true. But you can excel. I have a friend who's a business guy.
Yeah.
Who's crushing it
In stand up?
Oh my god!
Nice.
Well, yeah, because you're like this is a business, so you can
excel at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need both.
You need both.
Yeah, you do need both. Dude, no, but back to the bombing thing. CJ, my buddy CJ Landry's comic here is cracking me up because I had a bad set, and then he did a different show or whatever and had a bad set. And he's like, it's crazy how long we've been doing stand-up and we can't even do it. I'm like, what? He goes, you'd think we'd be able to do it by now.
Yeah.
Like, we do it every night, and yet sometimes you're unable to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's true. He's like, fuck, man, we can't even do stand-up.
I do. Yeah, if again, I hate talking comedy, but I mean, we've done
enough.
Yeah,
we talk about Adam 22.
Yeah.
There is a thing
auto
where
blow.
if I can see,
we need an auto blow sponsor.
I feel like people. You know what the craziest thing about New York, and this is like comedy relevant. I'm like rough around the edges. So are you guys. Like you're rougher.
For New York,
but you're good. Where you're passable is because you're better look. Like we're like,
what the hell?
You think really?
What the hell?
In what
Don't
world?
lump me in with you.
You're in.
Don't lump me in with you.
You're a Viking without the body.
Snaggle teeth and no hair.
He's like
You look like a ghoul.
They would have sent.
Like a goblin.
They would have sent you to tie up the boat while all of them fought the war.
Talking about?
As all the Nordics fought the war, you would have been tying.
Fluffy
He would have
shirt
been
on?
cutting fucking onions and peeling potatoes.
Cutting onions and peeling potatoes. Look at you.
I would be cutting them too.
You are an onion.
I haven't seen
But
someone
it's true.
catch a stray that bad.
Is that not true though?
Don't lump me in with you. I'm closer to Luke than you.
No, in terms of how the audience perceives us. If
all right, you win.
If you think there's a bunch of 22-year-old chicks on the east side of New York City and you walk up and they start tapping the
what's the old fucking you think Luke over here is bagging 22-year-old East Side chicks?
I'm sure if he walked on stage, they're like, we know someone who is not funny at all and super successful because the second he steps on stage, these chicks are going like this.
Yeah.
I
get what right picture.
Yeah.
No, for what it's worth, man, honestly, he is I've watched him.
He's pretty good.
Some of it's eye roller.
Yeah.
But some
You're
of
a
it.
hipster with him. You were jerking off to him before he was famous.
Yeah.
Pre-fame,
2007,
he was
2000,
jerking. Pre-fame,
2017.
Rife jerks.
Yep.
2017, right?
2017. I have Facebook messages. I have a picture of him. I have a picture of his cock outline on my computer to this day. He was.
Wait, did you take what was it like a set of his? And you're like, oh, you can see his cock outline.
No. He posted a
screenshot?
picture of his underwear on Facebook. This when I met him, 2017, 2018.
Hell yeah.
And I screenshot that picture from Facebook. I bet you I could still find it if it's Facebook. And I have it on my computer. On my computer, it's a collage of like my stand-up and people who I find hot, and I screenshot their picture and put it on there.
That rules.
Yeah.
Did you want to do the?
Oh yeah, we had one last thing to do.
Yeah, we'll close on this. We had a
smash or pass list for you. Those are makeshift fucking wannabes.
fake zins.
They ran out.
Pass.
Wow.
It
would probably be smash pass.
No, he wouldn't smash me.
No, I need like a 6-pack, 8-inch dick.
Oh
yeah.
My God, you're so
Be
picky.
specific.
Very specific. What is that?
All right, smash or pass. Ready?
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione, the shooter.
Oh, for sure, smash.
Smash?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Do you think it's hotter that he killed someone?
No, I think that's sociopathic shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
I think killing people is not cool. Was he? By the way, was he? Do they have overwhelming evidence?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird though
that they found him so quick?
No, how someone who's like, it just seems like a regular dude can do a hitman.
Beyond regular, he's hot and an
valedictorian,
Ivy League, rich.
Did you hear the
rich
back
family.
surgery thing?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, he had back surgery and he went crazy.
Yeah.
And
You
you're
want to
like,
know the
okay.
one?
But he was also living in Hawaii where I imagine he was doing psychedelics.
Oh,
heavily.
okay.
He was living on a Hawaiian commune.
Oh,
Like
I didn't know
CNN
that.
interviewed the guy who runs the commune, and it was a total
He was like,
burnt out. Yeah,
yeah,
free.
man, Luigi was never right.
Yeah, he's
man.
like, man,
Really?
we're just like an inclusive community. Like it is exclusive, but also inclusive.
So he
it's
was
both
like
kinds
that?
inclusive.
Yeah.
But then the last thing though about that, and then I'm going to the next one is, but how was he like such a brilliant like wasn't that like orchestrated well, or maybe at first it was orchestrated well, but
Yeah.
they eventually get
So
caught.
the cops said
He bought
that
himself
to-
some time.
The cops said that to him, that they thought it was really well orchestrated, and he said he didn't think it was. He just thought, I think he's just naturally smart. He was like, I didn't think I did that good of a
Really?
He didn't think it was this grand master plan,
Well,
this brilliant.
the New York detective said that. It's so funny when
It's
you
so
hear
funny
it.
to like, he's a criminal master.
He's a fucking genius.
Yeah,
In
this
all
guy-
my
dude,
years of
fucking-
being on the case, I've never saw a killing like this before.
So it appears the shooter was Albert Einstein.
We're searching at Harvard and MIT right now.
We dug up Stephen Hawking for evidence because clearly this guy is just a fucking whiz.
It is funny when the New York guys, they're such badasses, like, and they're such geniuses, some of these guys, and then they have to...
They fucking talk like this.
Yeah. Dude, I saw a TikTok of a guy walk into a donut shop and it's cops in there, and he goes, "Look who's eating donuts!" And all the cops start dying laughing.
That rocks.
All right, next on the Smash or Pass list, Diddy.
Pass.
Pass?
Yeah.
Just on looks alone, would you pass?
I don't like the manicured
Kind of prissy.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
prissy?
Like, you know, like the perfect like shit. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, the
right.
perfect lineup,
Yeah,
the
perfect
manicured
lineup.
nails.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Diddy's too clean cut for you.
Yeah, a little too clean cut. I mean, that's his problem now too. By the way,
Too clean cut.
Matt's too pretty.
little too.
It gets rid of the sexiness.
Yeah,
I feel
it
that
does.
with women.
They
Yeah,
get too pretty.
Do you
Yeah, the
you ever
fakeness.
yeah,
You're so
the like
right.
Instagram model look.
Oh, that's
It's a
gross.
little
still
much.
want to fuck them, but they're not.
I would fuck them. Don't
Yeah,
get me
but
wrong.
you're not.
Would. But
Seems like
But
that
it makes
comes
them
with a
less
lot
sexy.
of baggage.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
I mean, can you imagine?
it's a lot of maintenance.
Yes.
Just a lot.
All right, Nancy Pelosi.
She's got huge tits.
I'd probably
tits.
like titty fuck her,
Okay,
but not like excited. I'm not like, ooh.
a reluctant titty fuck of Nancy Pelosi.
I could get off.
All right, AJ, the dad from the Costco family.
Same thing. One, he is fat and gross, but he looks so weird. That face,
His face is very intense.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah,
Who's out there right now that you're real? Somebody in the
like?
mainstream that you're real into.
Who's your guy or gal?
Who's your fucking guy right now?
I like the Steph Curry look, the golden.
Yeah,
I love golden.
that's nice.
Yeah.
A golden's good.
Yeah,
Back in the day, we called it a mulatto.
Mulatto, yeah.
yeah.
Golden's
the mulatto.
really nice.
Like a light skinned black guy
Light
with like
skinned
blue
Black
eyes.
guy or Colombian, Venezuelan. They have to me
Like
the perfect.
Saquon Barkley, maybe. You know him?
I know
running
Saquon.
back?
I haven't seen him.
Is it golden?
Chris McCaffrey also too. Christian McCaffrey.
yeah,
You
he's
gotta love Christian McCaffrey.
Saquon's a handsome golden guy.
Golden's great. There's a couple other.
Maybe like a.
Yeah, that's a great look. There's actually a comic in New York. I don't want to say his name. Who, when I look at him, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Golden.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the light skin.
I can guess that easy.
Yeah, I think I got him.
Yeah,
I got a top 3.
light skin's very.
Top 3 light skinned
Well,
guys.
it just
Yeah,
seems.
top 3 light skin.
Well, you're taking the best of each race.
Got a couple more. Caitlin Clark.
I haven't seen enough of her.
She kind of looks like a tall, skinny
Yeah, I know.
man.
I've
Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, gross.
Kamala Harris.
Pass.
What about a
Although
young
back in the
Kamala?
day, she looked
Young
young, that's
yeah,
golden.
Yeah, she was pretty cool.
Your type for ladies is big tits.
Big.
I remember when you rediscovered tits. You
Yeah.
were excited about it.
I do like
Tell me about it.
BBWs.
Big girls?
Yeah.
Oh, with fat tit, like these.
Like big girls with huge
I mean,
tits?
it's rude to say, but there is something about fucking a real fat chick with some big tits. But like, I feel I have more confidence because I'm better than you.
I actually know exactly what you mean.
Exactly. Well, when you fucking
As psychotic as that sounded,
Well,
I know
It's a
exactly
feeling
what you
of
mean.
dominance, I would imagine.
well, when you fuck a 10, you're like, oh my god,
You're scared out of
bet-
your mind.
Yeah, this is a showcase.
Yeah. You
It's
gotta
nice
put it
to be
on.
the prize sometimes because it's rare.
I don't
Very
think
rare.
I've ever been the prize.
Really?
No.
Well, then you gotta get an SSBBW,
SSBBW.
What's SSBB?
supersized BBW.
Whoa.
They're fat.
I don't like. I don't love a BB dub.
No, yeah, you don't.
I don't mind a girl who's like chubby.
I
kind of like that. but
I'd like a little.
I'm more
thickness.
into fat chicks than you. I
I
know
think
that for a
so.
fact.
Yeah, you are.
My girlfriend hates it because
Yo.
she's hot. And
Yes.
it's an insult to her existence.
My
Yeah,
ex.
she
My ex
hates
was the
it.
exact same thing.
She goes, if you're into this,
Why are
there's
you
no
into me?
reason
Yeah.
I'm attractive. Then
No.
well, that's one way to take it, or you could go, well, you could get fat and I'd still think you were beautiful.
That's how I say it. That doesn't work.
My
You're
ex.
not fat, and I like that more,
Yeah.
but I would also
But
not
she-
mind it if you were fat.
My ex was the same way. OnlyFans model, and
Hell yeah.
she would get so mad when I would tell her I would pay for titty fucks with like 400-pound. Exact same thing. She was that Autumn would say is that well, if you and she
Yeah.
would
It
be
doesn't make
disgusting.
sense.
She doesn't like it.
I would fuck my ex and she would literally, while we're fucking, saying, "You're disgusting," and I would be laughing so hard.
Well, that rules. You want to wrap things up?
Yeah, we'll wrap it
You
up.
want anything to
Follow
plug,
JJ.
JJ? You got shows coming up?
You got
anything
shows?
like that? This will be out Monday.
Not really anything soon. Just JJ Lieberman live, baby.
Yeah, check out his Instagram. Great Instagram.
Yeah, if
Hilarious
you're
stuff.
for some reason in Steamboat, Colorado, you can see me at the end of the month, 27th
You're in
to 28th.
Steamboat?
Steamboat, Colorado.
Dude,
It's
that's badass.
Dude, Steamboat is beautiful.
I'm getting a basically free trip out of it. I'm psyched.
Oh my
That-
god! It's
yeah.
like
But if you want to see me, I'm going to be doing stand-up 2 nights, Friday, Saturday.
in
Or
Steamboat.
Saturday,
baby. Take
Sunday.
a trip.
Take a trip. Take a trip to
Take a trip and do
Take a
something
drive.
nice.
Take a drive.
That rules.
And subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/roughweek. You get 2 extra episodes a week. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. You get your name at the end of the episode.
Yeah, we do 2 extra.
2 extras, name at the end,
The
bunch
whole
of bonus
deal.
features.
The whole motherfucking deal.
We love you guys.
All right, we love you, boys.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.